Hello again. Welcome to another little segment here of Witch's Brew Fireline Rescue Rescue-Me vest. Today we're off the northern California coast, and the situation that we're going to present to you today is obviously hypothetical, but nonetheless, 2 days ago here it was 92 miles an hour, 29 inches of rain. Chances are survival probably not too favorable at that point in time. However, the situation is you have washed ashore, and in your ditch bag about the only thing that's not wet or still useful is to light my fire knife. We're going to go over that here in a minute. So, you're soaking wet. Winds right now today out here 15 to 20. It's about 50 degrees, not too bad. But tonight it's going to get pretty cold. But anyhow, the first thing we need to do is we need to find some shelter. This cave that I'm in right here is a nice choice. It's out of the wind. It's large enough to be able to build a fire in front of us. However, you need to think about what's this cave going to be like, let's say 2 hours from now, 3 hours from now, or in the middle of the night when you're sleeping, and where's the tide going to be? The last thing in the world that you really want is to be washed back out to sea. That would really suck. And if you're fortunate enough to wash ashore twice, consider yourself really lucky. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I've been able to gather just from the beach here today that we can start fires with. Also, there's areas where there's natural springs coming down from the mountain. There happen to be some plastic bags that survived in your ditch bag, so we'll be able to collect some water as well. Using our straw and the other equipment that we talked about earlier, we should be able to have shelter, should be able to have fire, and hopefully we're going to have some water. So from that, see you a little bit, and we'll look at some of these items. Thanks. Okay, welcome back. Managed to do a little scrounging here, come up with some stuff that we can start fire with. Additionally, some items that might be helpful if you're trying to tie together a shelter, maybe made out of some of this driftwood. Also, was able to get a little small bag of fresh water out of one of these little streams that's coming off the side of the mountain that I talked about. So just to introduce you to that, I don't know what this little item's called, but it's going to be a great little item to start fire with. Very, very good. Along with some dried out driftwood that I found, some smaller stuff. The other thing, as I said, went out and collected some of that fresh water. Got my Aquamira straw, purification straw. So we've got water now. Simply put your straw in there. There you go. We got water now. So we've kind of looking at the fire, kind of looking at the water. Other little items. These are little snaky things that come off of these seaweed plants out there in the ocean. Just incredibly strong. You're not going to break them. And you lash things together with them, and as they dry out, they basically kind of get like rawhide, so they get tighter. Excellent choice for being able to tie stuff together out here. It's free. It's on a beach, washes ashore. Okay, a couple other little items. Talk about food. Mother Nature gives us some really nice stuff out here. Pay big bucks for this, you know, in a restaurant. Get it free out here, you just got to collect it. Granted, you're probably not going to be able to boil it and so forth, but nonetheless, you got some fresh water, clean it up a little bit, crack them open, eat them. Good choice of food. Another item, cleaned up, soaked, which we can't really do much here, but nonetheless, a delicacy in a lot of restaurants, seaweed. Not seawood, but seaweed. Alright, and the seagrass as well. All of this is edible. The problem with this stuff right here is eating it like this, even rinsed off, it's got a high content of salt. You start eating a lot of salt, you're going to have to drink more fresh water, so it's just something to think about. So, with that, what we'll do is we'll start the segment with how we're going to start fire with this stuff. If you happen to have that shelter in your ditch bag, you can line it into here so that the heat's going to reflect off of it, get you dried out a little bit faster. So with that, see you in a bit. Okay, back with the little fire segment here. I've used my grass. I managed to find some relatively dry stuff. The important thing here is to have your stuff ready ahead of time when you go ahead and light your fire so that you can feed it and get it dried out. This stuff is still pretty moist, but I think it'll start. Once again, using to light my fire, pulling the magnesium fire starter out of the handle. And as I showed in earlier segments how to use it, the knife stays stationary, use the back of the blade. So this stuff hopefully will start right up. There again, you're going to need to be able to feed your fire. There you go. So now the thing is to be able to keep it going, feed more stuff to it as it dries out. So there you go. We got fire now. We got fire, water, shelter, and food. Thank you. All right. What I'd like to do now is spend a little bit of time and talk with you, bringing this series that I've put together here to a close. But more importantly, I'd like to take a little opportunity to actually introduce myself. My name is Jim Herbert. My company's name, as I said before, is Witch's Brew Fire Line Rescue, established in 2001. I spent over 40 years myself in the fire rescue business in the suburban setting as well as the wilderness setting. Additionally, I've spent 30 seasons, if you will, as a professional ski patrol. The last 3 seasons of that, I was a licensed lead guide in the backcountry in a powder skiing operation. I've spent a lot of time in harsh, dangerous environments. I do not consider myself a survival instructor. There are people out there that that's their sole business. All right? Rather, I consider being able to share my own personal experiences with anyone else as hopefully a learning experience for them and as well as a learning experience for myself. We all can learn from each other's mistakes, as long as those mistakes don't lead to our death or fatalities of others. So with that, I'd just like to say, if you've experienced situations that you've learned from, feel free to share them with others, all right? There's no such thing as, at least from my point of view, there's no such thing as an expert that has all the answers. When you become an expert that has all the answers, you cease to learn, you stop being able to share with others. So with that, I'd like to say thank you. There'll be another series coming up probably in a couple months. But with that, I thank you for your attention. Hopefully some of the items and some of the things we talked about will help you in your situations. More than anything, get out there, enjoy the environment, be safe, but above all, as I've said before, keep that situational awareness up. Keep your attitude up. And as in the words of a person that truly is an survival instructor, if you will, and I would consider him one of the absolute best. His famous little phrase, and I hope he doesn't mind if I borrow it, but party on. Thanks a lot.